All right, so like I said, Buffalo Sabres, they are on a 10-game losing streak. The Sabres are 0-73 in their last 10 games. Their most recent loss was, of course, a 5-3 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they're 11-16-4 this season. Their last win was against the San Jose Sharks on November 23rd. That was their last win, which was a 4-2 win against the San Jose Sharks on November 23rd. That was also the retirement of Joe Thornton. So Joe Thornton's retirement ceremony, that was also when the Buffalo Sabres won. And of course, at the start of the season, I thought the Buffalo Sabres were going to turn things around with Lindy Ruff, and the young core was going to step into place, and they were going to be a playoff team. But it looks like their long year playoff drought is still going to continue. And we haven't seen that much from the offense, so the Sabres have struggled to generate consistent score chances for their offense during their losing streak. And Alex Tucker, Tage Thompson, they continue to be key offensive contributors. They continue to lead the way for the Buffalo Sabres. However, we're not seeing that much from their secondary scoring and from their offense in general. And if you take a look at their offensive lines, according to the Daily Faceoff, first line is Zach Benson, Tage Thompson, and Alex Tuck. Second line, J.J. Peterka, Dylan Cousins, Jack Quinn, which also played a factor in that Sabres 5-3 loss. So they really stood out in that game despite the loss. Third line, Jordan Greenway, Jerry Coolidge, and Jason Zucker. Fourth line, Beck Malestein, Peyton Krebs, and Ryan McLeod. So they have a great offense, but it's not showing for the Buffalo Sabres. And they're on a 10-game losing streak, so I'm not seeing that much from the offense. Defense, obviously not helping out whatsoever. Of course, the Sabres have allowed 5 or more goals in 3 of their last 10 games during their 10-game losing streak. And you should take a look at their defensive pairs according to the Daily Faceoff. First pair, you got Owen Power and Matthias Samuelsson. Second pair, you got Henry Jokiharju and Bo Byram. Third pair, you got Dennis Gilbert and Jacob Reiso. So normally we would see Rasmus Dahlin playing either first or second pair, but he's out with a injury, and like I said, it's tough having your captain not play, so that's why he wasn't on the defensive pairs for the Daily Faceoff. But we would normally see him play either first or second pair for their defense. Special teams haven't been helping out for the Buffalo Sabres, so their penalty kill has struggled, ranking 17th in the league. Power play has also struggled for the Buffalo Sabres. They're ranked 30th in the league, and their losing streak is one of the longest losing streaks in recent team history. And of course, the Sabres, like I said, are known for their decade-plus long year playoff drought, which kind of makes this more frustrating for the fans. And you should take a look at the next games for the Buffalo Sabres in December of this month. Tuesday, they'll be in Montreal to take on the Canadiens at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That will be the end of a 3-game road trip for them. And then Friday, they will face off against the Toronto Maple Leafs again at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That game will be on Hulu and ESPN+. Saturday, December 21st, they'll be in Boston and Beantown to take on the Boston Bruins at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then Monday, December 23rd, they'll be on Long Island to take on the New York Islanders at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, they'll have the Christmas break, so that'll be their last game of the Christmas break. And then they're back at it Friday, December 27th against my Chicago Blackhawks at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That game will be on ESPN2. And then Sunday, December 29th, they'll start a 4-game road trip in St. Louis, taking on the St. Louis Blues at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then Tuesday, December 31st, to end the year 2024, they'll be in Dallas to take on the Dallas Stars at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So, of course, it's going to be a tough next few games for the Buffalo Sabres, but I see some easy wins that they should get over the Chicago Blackhawks, possibly the Montreal Canadiens, maybe the New York Islanders, but overall, it's just going to be tough for these next few games for the Sabres, and they're going to have to change something soon because obviously this losing streak, it's just painful to see if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan. So I expected this team to be better. Like I mentioned, I think I made a top 10 bold predictions video on my TG Hockey channel. And one of them was the Buffalo Sabres will end their long year playoff drought and will return to the playoffs. Obviously, it's not looking out that way for the Buffalo Sabres. Like I said, 10-game losing streak, longest losing streak so far, I believe, in their franchise history. So I'm surprised they're not last in the league. But of course, the Blackhawks and Predators, they're tied for last in the league right there. So, yeah, obviously tough if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan.